I'm thinking that Fern is connected to the heart of the forest. Or more specifically, I think the grass demon is connected to the heart of the forest. Notice how Finn has this scar on his back from falling onto the heart of the forest, and Fionna got an almost identical looking scratch on her hand from this plant Hunter gave her for the sweet spot. Hunter said these roses grow all over the park, and we do in fact see them growing all over the park. And remember that the park in Fionna World is where Huntress Wizard went when she was looking for this world's heart. So, I think this plant is part of the heart of the forest of Fionna World. Huntress Wizard said that the heart of the forest is weak in Fionna World, so it does exist, and it would make sense for it to be something more normal looking like a plant. Additionally, this plant is a rose bush, and in the intro to Fionna and Cake Season 2, Fionna and Huntress are surrounded by thorns and roses, which could indicate that this plant is important. But how does this connect Fern to the heart of the forest? Well, when Fionna got this scratch, just like Finn's, she also got a thorn stuck in her hand, paralleling when Finn had the thorn in his hand from the grass sword. The grass sword containing the grass demon. I am thinking that perhaps the grass demon from the grass sword, the one that fused with the other Finn and became Fern, may come from the heart of the forest. We know that the grassy wizard did create the grass sword, but did he actually create the grass demon? Or did he infuse a pre-existing entity into this sword? Well, we did hear this.
Who are you?
Oh, you know, a curse, an emissary from beyond. Some kind of grass octopus spider.
The grass demon described itself as a curse, an emissary from beyond. And the phrase emissary from beyond certainly sounds like it could be linked to the heart of the forest, as we see that the powers of the heart of the forest link throughout the multiverse, beyond even Prismo's jurisdiction. And we see, when Huntress gets sucked into the heart of the forest, there are these weird fish creatures living in there. Perhaps the grass demon was another creature from inside the heart of the forest. Anyway, perhaps the grassy wizard who created the grass sword was once a green wizard. Green wizards being the group associated with the heart of the forest. And the grassy wizard is certainly plant-like enough to fit in with them. We know green wizards do all have a mask of some sort, and the grassy wizard doesn't have a mask, so perhaps he was banished from the green wizards for messing with the heart of the forest. After all, he is explicitly evil. And we see, when he was creating the grass sword, his staff glowed this green color, which looks very similar to the glowing of the staffs of the green wizards here. I do want to note that Witch Wizard, a green wizard, looks very similar to Fern. Additionally, her secondary form is a green bear. And in the Adventure Time finale, Fern appeared as a green bear in the Dream Realm. And Witch Wizard does seem to be especially connected to the heart of the forest, as, unlike the other green wizards, she faints when it gets heavily injured. Now, Huntress Wizard definitely seems to be connected to the heart of the forest in some way. We don't know what exactly she is, but I think we can probably assume she is the same species as this other green wizard, who has the same type of hair, skin, and eyes as her. These two green wizards could also be the same species as her, especially the one on the left. Huntress also has antlers like the heart of the forest. All this and the fact that Spirit Dream Warrior trained her up from a child to be a green wizard could indicate that Huntress Wizard's species have a particular connection to the heart of the forest. Anyway, I am pointing this out because the grass demon's eyes look very similar to Huntress Wizard's. Furthermore, the grass sword embedded itself into Finn's hand, appearing as a thorn when not in use. And after Finn's arm was ripped off, the grass sword regenerated into a new grassy arm for Finn. This strongly parallels with Huntress Wizard's origin as a green wizard. To become a green wizard, she had to cut off her hand with a thorn, and then she put that hand down at the heart of the forest, which then covered it and caused a new one to grow in its place, and made her a green wizard. And then we see that the heart of the forest absorbed her old hand into itself. We also see many other hands absorbed into the heart of the forest, indicating that it is linked to all the green wizards through their old hands, similar to how the grass sword was linked to Finn through his hand, particularly when it became his hand. Another thing is that both Huntress Wizard and Fern have a medieval theme going on. The flashback to Huntress Wizard's childhood was medieval themed, particularly the intro and the outro cards. And Fern was briefly the Green Knight, which is a strong reference to the Green Knight of Arthurian legend. Like the Green Knight of legend, Fern as the Green Knight also has an axe and gets beheaded and recovers his head. In fact, this link to medieval and Arthurian legend is present in the heart of the forest itself, as we see the heart of the forest is actually a giant magical white stag underneath. And the white stag, or the White Hart, hart being another word for a male deer, is a creature present in various mythologies. And in Arthurian legend, the white stag is a rare creature that is hard to catch, and it is said it cannot be caught. Of course, the green wizards have indeed caught it, but the fact that it is not supposed to be caught in mythology indicates that the green wizards imprisoning it is wrong. Additionally, in Celtic mythology, the white stag is a symbol of the other world and appears when a sacred law was broken or sacred land was trespassed on, which links to how it only appears once Huntress inadvertently harms it. But something interesting that further links Huntress to the White Hart is her antlers. Not just because the White Hart also has antlers, but because there is a mythical character called Fern the Hunter, who also has antlers, and he is connected to the white stag. In one version, he is said to have killed a white stag, considered sacred by the abbess, who then cursed him to wander, with the stag's antlers now growing out of his head. Interestingly enough, in this version, he carries a chain around with him, a chain the abbess was going to use to chain down the white stag, drawing parallels to how the heart of the forest in the show was chained down. So this is another connection between Huntress Wizard and the heart of the forest, which further connects the grass demon to the heart of the forest due to the connections and parallels between it and Huntress Wizard. Anyway, if the grass demon is linked to the heart of the forest, what does that mean? Well, the grass demon did get killed in the finale of the original series, and Fern himself then perished soon after. We also saw the grass demon in the first Dead World in Together Again. However, while the original Fern is dead, the Fern of Fionna World is not. Fennel is the gender-bent version of Fern in Fionna World. We know she is meant to be Fern, as she had a minor speaking role in Season 1, and was listed as Fern in the credits. And of course, she has green hair, her name is literally Fennel, and Fionna describes her as a copycat version of herself. But if Fennel is alive in Fionna World, perhaps the grass demon of Fionna World is still active within Fennel, especially if the grass demon is linked to the heart of the forest and some greater multiversal force. And Huntress Wizard is searching for the heart of the forest in Fionna World, which she says she can indeed sense, although it is weak. And she wants to awaken it so she can get back to Oo. and awakening the heart of the forest may awake the grass demon in Fennel. The last thing I want to mention goes back to the roses from the beginning, the ones Hunter says are popping up all over the park. As I said, these roses are likely part of the heart of the forest in Fionna World, due to their prominence in the park and Fionna getting a scratch from them in the same shape as Finn's scratch from the heart of the forest. And when we see Fennel in Season 2, Episode 4, she is wearing one of those very roses in her hair. So, yet another connection between Fern, or the grass demon, and the heart of the forest. Feel free to like and subscribe.